Hello students and welcome to STU 103. I'm Mrs. Brose and I'll be teaching the course, and I want to tell you just a little bit about myself so you know who's going to be talking and working with you for the next 8 weeks. Typically I teach the communications courses both at MCC and at Mojave Accelerated Learning Center. I teach Communications 121, which is interpersonal communications, and Communications 151, which is public speaking. So perhaps I'll have you in a class in the near future. This is the first year I have done STU 103, so I look forward to learning along with you. Today I want to cover 3 important things that relate to our classes. The first one is work expectations. What I'm looking for is to make sure you understand the importance of submitting your work on time. My class, I take a little bit of a penalty if you turn in things late. It's typically 20 to 50%. It varies on the assignment itself, how much that percentage is. But my deadline's very reasonable, so please make sure you turn things in on time. I will tell you that a lot of professors don't take late work, so it's really important that you understand what the policy is for that particular instructor. All of the work that I will give you for the most part is things that you will download, complete, and then submit them through Schoology. I prefer that you type your work. That's the easiest way, but if you do have to handwrite it, please make it legible and don't use pencil. It makes it very hard to read when it's uploaded and downloaded, and it just loses some of its resolution. Also, I will use message boards every week through your assignments. Make sure that you are looking at the prompt numbers. Usually there are several prompts. If you number them, it makes it much easier to follow. I want you to be very thoughtful in your response and to make sure that it's a college level. I'm pretty specific whether you can use bullet forms or if I require a full sentence. So just look at the instructions for each message board. But the college level is probably the biggest issue that I'm facing with high school students. And even the classes that I teach at MCC, when I have students in there that are still students or are recent grads, is making sure that you are working at the college level. And that applies not only to the message board, but to all the work that I'm going to assign to you. All right, the second thing I wanted to cover today is just a little bit about Schoology. I want to make sure that you are aware of some of the features that are available on Schoology. It's pretty easy to use. Some of you might use Student View. There's some similarities there. One of the features within Schoology is something called Course Cafe. This is an easy way to ask questions and to communicate with each other. So if you're not sure about something, just pop a question in there and someone will respond. I also look at Course Cafes, so I can perhaps respond to you there as well. As far as communicating with me, there is a message icon within Schoology, and that's a real easy way to communicate with me. You can email me, kbrose@mojave.edu. Texting is your 3rd option, and calling me on my cell phone is your 4th option. It's important anytime you're working with your professors or your high school teachers for that matter, to allow a reasonable time to let your teacher respond to you. Don't wait till the last minute if you have a question on how to do an assignment or a project, because if you don't get an immediate response, you're really putting yourself in a bind. Typically, I don't respond after 9 p.m., and you probably won't get a response on Sundays. It kind of depends on my work schedule, but those are just kind of guidelines that I'd like to have you follow. Again, every professor is different, but make sure that you understand what their guidelines are. This is just a little hint when you're working with professors and high school teachers too. Don't email or contact your teacher and say, you know, when are you going to get my grade in, or have you graded that yet? I promise they will get done in a timely manner, but it is one of those little things that please respect your professor's times. The third thing and last thing that I want to cover today is your weekly work. You're going to see within your syllabus, everything is laid out, but also there are pink folders labeled with each week. Check as you're working in the week. So this is week 1. You're going to see all the work that's laid out for you. The first thing that you're going to see is a video similar to this, just to kind of warm up, get us going on the topic for that week. Then secondly, you will see a document that is called this week's direction. Below that, you're going to see all of the attachments and the work that you will need to submit. I would encourage you not to get too far ahead in your work because there are times that I revise it. I may add something, I may take something away. So if you have worked ahead a little bit, make sure you always go back and check to see that nothing has changed from that week's assignments. All right, so those are the 3 things that I wanted to cover today. Your work expectations, a little bit about Schoology, and what's expected for your weekly work and how to stay on top of it. Thank you for listening to my first video. Look forward to working with you, and I hope that you find this course, STU 103, important to your educational success. Thank you, and we will talk to you next week.